Welcome to Shining the Light. My name is S.E. Walibua, and my guest today is one and the only Lone Motsomi. She actually corrected me. She's
Hello.
like, no, it's not Motsumi. It is O, right?
Yeah.
How are
Yes.
you, Lone?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing good. And how are you?
Yeah, man, it's great to talk to you.
Thank you.
I know you've been doing a lot of work through the pandemic. You were in New York, during the pandemic and so forth, right?
I
So,
was no before
uh
the pandemic. I was in New York in 2018 on Broadway.
and then you go back, or then you
And
went back home.
I went back home, then the pandemic happened. Yeah.
So when the pandemic started, you were home.
Yes, I was fully home. Yeah.
Wow, wow,
Yeah.
wow. So, but pandemic it's everywhere. So how did you handle it? I know back home at some point, we were hard hit by this thing.
Yeah. It was really, really hard.
Uh huh.
Like it was really, really rough, like a solid rock, especially for the arts, because
Mm-hmm.
everything was shut down. And you can imagine when a company closes where you work and they just tell you they put on hold with no money, with nothing. All you just have to wait to do is just to wait. So it was like that for the whole of the country with the arts. So for 2 years, actually 3 years, actually. I think it's just been a long time. I don't know
Uh
if it's
huh.
3 years or 2 years anymore. But yeah, it was not easy. It was not easy at all. At first, we're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we're gonna get a break, okay, da da da, okay. Then when reality hit us all, like,
Uh
oh
huh.
crap, this is going to happen. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you pull it through, man. This conversation is already getting hot, so I'm gonna take out my jacket for a minute. Hold on a second.
It is pretty hot. How's the weather that side, by the way?
Huh?
I'm saying, how's the weather that side?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's pretty hot over here. We're doing like 104, 102,
Oh my
you know.
God.
But yesterday, as I was telling you, I was traveling, so I was in the Bay Area. The Bay Area is cooler,
Okay,
actually.
that's nice.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
need this in the Bay Area. Um. So, what did you learn about yourself that you didn't actually know because you have to introspect, right?
hmm
Did you learn
I,
something new about yourself that you didn't know before the pandemic, or I think you learned that you were resilient.
maybe not, because I feel like I've been resilient from a young age. Um, Growing up with a family that was so strict and didn't allow certain things,
Uh-huh.
and my resilience started from when I was young, just pushing through everything up
Uh-huh.
until I made it into the arts industry and all that. But with the being alone just
Uh-huh.
made me just I did a lot of internal work in terms of like a lot of shadow work in myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I that's where I felt like I discovered a lot that I'm still healing from at this point, even now.
Uh-huh.
It's just a moment of just discovery of there's a lot of things that I need to just unpack each and every day. And it's an ongoing
Wow.
process. It can never end. Yeah.
Well, since you've been resilient since you were young, especially how you were brought up. So let's talk about where you were born. You know where
Yeah.
you were raised, how you were raised. You know. So,
I was born in Gaborone and raised in Gaborone. Born and raised in Botswana. Ke mokgatla wa ko
would you say
Boka.
you were a city girl or not?
I believe I was, because I only went to my home village, Kilimutona, to be quite honest.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah. Ke goletse mo Gaborone, and I was raised by my grandmother and my uncle.
Uh-huh.
They were the people that were very close to me. Like a hola, and my aunts were still were available. But
Hmm.
it was my mom, I
Uh-huh.
mean my grandmother and my uncle.
Uh,
So those were people where they were so strict with me.
yeah,
Yeah, there was a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
So spanking was common,
a
you know.
lot.
Yeah,
Especially
because
for my granny, because she
it's
was,
because
yeah.
in some other parts of the world you can actually spank a child. So
Yeah.
where we from, you know.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm.
this is one always say the lo your lesser limits, right? You
Exactly.
can't do
Yeah.
that when they are grown up. So so you were born in gaps, raised raised in gaps, right?
Yeah.
So how did you get into this arts thing?
I've been an artist since I was in my mom's womb. I tell you,
Uh-huh.
I'm a world round. I believe I like to identify myself as a world round. I mean, artist because I can draw, I can do crafts, I can design, I can sing, I can act, I can dance, I can do all. I'm an entertainer, and I think I get it from my parents. My biological parents passed away when I was a kid. My mom
Uh-huh.
was such an entertainer. She was an amazing dancer. My dad was a beautiful musician, and back then I think he was well known. He's I don't know if it was a company, rather his group. Yeah, not a
Hmm.
company. His group was Mambo Arts.
Mambo,
Mambo
I heard
Arts.
about, yeah, I remember Mambo
Yeah,
Arts, yeah.
that's my dad. Khololo Makgakganen is my biological dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, so you can imagine coming from a father like him and a
Uh-huh.
mother like my mom. I just embody them throughout. So I believe I've been in, sorry about that.
No
I've been
problem.
an entertainer or rather a performer for the longest time. And
Uh-huh.
to see it in reality and manifesting it, it's just it's just who I am. It's literally just who I am. But technically, getting into the arts, like into the art industry, it's when I joined Mopato Dance Theater
Mm-hmm.
in 2012. Before
Mm-hmm.
then, I've been just a dancer who just stand in my mom's big mirror, and when she's watching TV, I'll just literally stand in front of her and just do funny things. Not really, I didn't think I was funny. I was just dancing for her because I wanted to see how good I am at this. But
And you are
people
good
allow
at that.
stories.
You are extremely good at that.
Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that led to just cultivating the passion in me,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I auditioned for Mopato. The whole of my varsity, I was still with Mopato. That's 4 years. Then after I graduated from Limco,
Uh-huh.
where I did my interior designing
Mm-hmm.
at, got 2017, I went to
Mm-hmm.
school, go moving into dance. That's where I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to pretend because I really
Mm-hmm.
love the arts. I really want to dance. Can I please just do it?
Yeah.
So in 2017, I went to MID in South Africa and I did a short course there for like a year and a half. And
Mm-hmm.
then I came back home. Mopato is working on a big project that
Mm-hmm.
they were still on the production was already on
I-
progress.
Is it the one that they had to come over here? I think it was in 2018 or something like that.
That's the time I was in Botswana. I mean in
Oh,
the yeah for Broadway.
yeah,
Yes,
got it. Yeah.
yeah. So God they're in the process of doing that. There were auditions, there was everything. I joined, and I was I was the lead dancer in the production
Mm-hmm.
and the main character as well. So that production took us to Broadway. We stayed here for like 3 nights, I think. Then one in Washington D.C. Then just everything, just how everything unpacked. There's so
Right.
many things that happen. I keep highlighting Broadway and going to school, but there's so many things that happen in between, doing the African Games, working with Somizi, working with Freshly Grounds, traveling the world, doing festivals, the Battery Dance Festival,
Uh-huh.
the Norwegian Festival. Like I've done a lot with Mopato in terms of cultivating the arts, or rather the dancer in me and the performer in me.
Wow, that's wonderful. We're gonna go back to that. You said something about the you are always picking something new to learn
Hmm.
and master. I don't know about that. Are you mastering something right now? What have you? I mean, like, are you talking about? Okay, okay.
Yeah, myself. I would say you can never get tired of learning anything, and if you
Hmm.
close off yourself to say that I'm a master at that, you close so many doors. Even a master still learns. you know.
Mm-hmm.
A teacher still teaches himself or learns from other people to grow themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that I'm mastering right now, professionally or just by myself? Because right
Yeah.
now I'm trying to just be patient with myself. That's one thing that I just discovered recently, that I don't have so much patience for myself. I'm like, Lord, nah, just relax, relax, just see pelepe, lo.
Yeah.
um that's, yeah, patience is just key for everything, especially as an artist. It's a key for every single thing. Just we have to be patient, and while you're patient, don't just be passive. Just keep working at it until you get to something, and then by the time you get to your goal,
Mm-hmm.
it's it's like a stepping stone. It's like you just jump from another stone to another. When you get there, you practice more, you learn more, you master something else. You master the next step actually to jump. Hela hela yalo. Or not hela hela yalo. So patience is the most important thing that I'm currently embodying. I'm trying to embody.
Right. So you are saying for you to even achieve your goals, you have to be patient. That's what you're
I
saying.
had to be very, very patient. Very,
Yeah.
very patient. Yeah. Patient
Wow.
eight line guy, very a lot of hard work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But when you live in places like New York, like everything
Hmm.
is fast. You know what I
Everything
mean?
is exactly, everything is fast,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why I'm saying the patience in yourself. Sometimes you go for these auditions, so many auditions, like you can go for like 10, 20 auditions in a week, you
Yeah.
know. Um, but how we as an individual,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna feel like the world is against you,
Yeah.
right? And you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna feel like people are making progress you aren't.
Yeah.
That's the patience that you need to master, to know that even if you get so many no's, there will be
Uh-huh.
that one yes one day.
Yeah.
There will be that big yes. And that big
Yes.
yes, there was someone that said to me, your no's, she said something like your no's are your something about your no's are leading you to a big yes. But she said it in a
Mm-hmm.
nice
Mm-hmm.
motivational way. So basically your no's are very, very important, because your big yes is gonna be mind blowing.
Open a big door for you.
Yeah.
Wow. How do you view rejection though? So is it still part of growing, part of saying, you know what, one day
Hmm.
something big is going to open for me. Maybe this is not for me. You know, because somebody like
Rejection.
me that
Hmm.
I face a lot of rejection. Sometimes I look at it, I'm like, maybe that's not a rejection. Maybe that's not for me. You know,
Hmm. Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I should
I,
just keep on grinding because there's a lot of people who are trying to rush to this door right here. You know.
mm, did you say people are rushing to one door? There's so many people.
I'm saying maybe, you know, sometimes I
Mm,
look at these things, I'm like, wow, you know, how come I didn't get it? But this guy from doing the same thing, you know,
okay.
you know,
Yeah. I'm gonna say two things. I think
please.
you asked two questions in one question. I don't know. You said,
Yeah.
how do I handle rejection?
Yes.
Um, a flower has like petals,
Yes.
and when it's full, when it's what by design in English way, where
Hmm.
it's like when it's about to like blossom, right?
Yes.
It loses, or rather when it has blossomed, like you have discovered this is what I want to do, right?
Hmm.
It
Hmm.
loses its petals,
Hmm.
right? So that it
Hmm.
can get to this stage again of opening again. So these petals had an idea why when they keep falling down, those are your rejections, so that you can close up again, rebuild yourself again from the inside, so that you can bloom again, so that you can get ready for your big blessings, or your big yes. So it's important to lose those layers. Just keep losing them, keep losing them. And it's not even a loss, it's a gain, because there is something that you're attaining to get inside, right? And then the other part you said,
I love
there's
it.
this
By the
one
way, I
door.
love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's this one huge door,
Uh-huh.
maybe not huge, but just tiny door, and there's this whole people, many people just trying to get through that. And
Hmm.
so it's more like saying, when you are getting into adventuring into another career and you feel like it's so saturated that
Uh-huh.
what am I going to be doing there? Everyone is doing it, and or
Mm.
there's just so much people that are
Mhm.
fighting for the same thing. There's
Uh-huh.
no one that is like you.
Mm-hmm.
So if your yes, I mean, if your no is a yes for another person, it's that season, not your season. It's that season to blossom because they have already lost that petals to reach inside. So you see how flowers are in a
Yeah, yeah,
garden.
yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it.
They don't compete to blossom because they
Okay.
know that timing is right. Right? Yeah. They don't judge themselves like, oh my God, the other flower just popped. They know that timing is right. And they have different sizes as well. The next person might have gotten that yes that you're wanting, and that blossom is this much. When you are it's time for you to blossom, maybe the nutrients would have manifested a lot that your blossom will be this big, you know. You
Wow.
really have to look at another person's yes. So it's an ongoing process of being patient with yourself, learning the craft each and every time as you go for these auditions, as you try this is not my door, this is that. You unpack a lot of yourself. As an artist, it's just a lot of unpacking
Wow.
because yeah.
I love it. I love it, Lauren. I think we should just stop right here. That was that was phenomenal. But you describe yourself as a work of art, right? Can you
Mm-hmm.
expound on this, please?
I think I just did it with the flower thing. It's a process.
Okay.
An art piece, when it's done, it's when it's on display to being bought.
Hmm.
I'm still a work piece or a work of art that is in progress. I'm still on the sketchy. I'm still painting. I'm still whoever's painting me, which I believe is the guy up there, the divine and God. He's still
Our
processing.
Father.
He's
Yes.
yes.
Hmm.
He said he has made us. I
Hmm.
think he's still making us. There's still creation
Fearfully,
happening.
fearfully, and wonderful.
Yeah, there's still creation happening even after we are born. There's still fixing, there's still corrections, there's still more color to be put, more whatever. So I believe that I'm just a painter that is still in progress.
Wow, that's
And
wonderful.
by the time it's time to be displayed, it's when I've
Yeah.
left this world and that people will see like, wow, that was Lorna's life. And I will see somewhere someday I'm like, that was my painting.
You know, I love that. I just talked to I just talked to this fashion designer back home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he studied political science, but then he switched to his real thing, you
Mm-hmm.
know, which is designing, which is like fashion design.
Yeah.
You know, I asked him, do you actually incorporate political design as a way to making a statement through into your fashion?
Mm. Mm.
So I want to ask you, yeah. So I want to ask you because I know you have done interior design.
Mhm.
Are you somehow, even psychologically, incorporating that into your art, or you totally switched?
I for some I know I would say no.
Yeah.
Like I said from the beginning, I just have a mindset of an artist. Anything
Hmm.
I do is just artsy.
Hmm.
So being an architect or being an interior designer was not like a choice of like, oh my God, I don't know what to do with my life, or I don't know what to do. What
Uh-huh.
influenced it was my marks, actually, my art marks
Hmm.
um from high school.
Okay.
So I'm very good with just everything that has to do with the arts, and it was a safe place for me to run to because I felt like I can't dance at the moment because my family didn't want me to go do anything that has to do with dance or performing.
Hmm.
It felt safe to me because ke godile gape ke didn't want to know what I love to move furniture around the house. My
Hmm.
grandmother's furniture e leng gore isn't be exist right now. It's not in good condition because making like to the house all the time, and I felt like let me become an interior designer just to lean against the comfort side of being an artist because there's nothing else I could afford to do. And then I think Niggas not an idea how studies. I don't know if Abda was still in Botswana. I doubt it was still in Botswana, where you can literally go and study film, or you
Mm.
can study drama, you can study. Um, Maybe I didn't do my research. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know. But back
yeah,
then, it felt like there wasn't much to do with the performing arts. Yeah.
yeah,
If
yeah.
there was, trust me, I would have tried my best to convince the parents to do that.
And you also talk about mind, body, and spirit.
Hmm.
Why is that so important to your art or to your craft?
I think it's important to me first before it's important to my craft, because my craft is where I go to display or to heal, but it starts from somewhere first, which is starting from me. So if I take care of my mind, if I take care of my heart, if I take care of my body, I can be able to put a pure art outside,
Yeah,
or pure craft outside. I
yeah,
don't fake it. I don't lie to people about it.
yeah.
It's raw. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And I think that's where I found healing from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If it's not my craft, it's how I take my wellness so
Mm.
seriously. Yeah.
Mm. Have you, if I may ask, have you experienced trauma before? And if you have, how are you dealing with that? How you
I
is
think
that
my
how you're
biggest
working out, like,
trauma,
the body and soul, and I mean the body, spirit, and mind thing?
I think the biggest trauma that I've ever had,
Mm.
with the
Mhm.
big T. I'm currently reading a book right now.
Mhm.
It talks about the little T trauma and the big T trauma, where you people don't kind of like don't know if they had trauma. They just see their lives as they are, but
Yeah.
everyone has gone through trauma. So I was gonna say my big T trauma was losing my parents at a very young age, and
Mm.
growing up from that, and just looking at life, and just like I felt something was not complete with me.
Mm.
I just felt a lot of things that I can't display right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
yeah. So being spiritually also connected with myself and what I do, and finding healing and expression through dance has just made me, yeah, it has just helped me a lot. So that's why I really take my wellness, or wellness in general, so seriously, or rather
Wow. No,
personal,
I can't
very
wait to.
personal.
No, I can't wait to read your book.
Thank you.
I can't wait to read your book. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
think we all experience, trauma in some ways, and
Hmm.
a lot of people, they don't take trauma seriously, but it's there. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? I think we
Hmm.
most of us, we need to be healed from it. Really. So I can't wait to read your book. So you do a lot of dancing though.
Yes, I do a lot of dancing because that's where I started.
Yeah.
And before I became a stunt performer, or got into film,
Hmm.
I was a dancer, or rather, I am a dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go and do auditions for dancing as well. How does
Hmm.
this work?
For the longest time, for like the 90% of my career has been with, I've been with
Mm-hmm.
Mopato Dance Theatre.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they it's a company that really groomed me so much with when
Mm-hmm.
it comes to now taking a firm decision that, what, I don't care who says what, I'm gonna be a full-time performer, I'm gonna be a dancer, and this is what I stand for. And yeah, I that's my biggest, in terms of my career, that's dancing is one of it's the biggest one, because I have a very strong background
Right.
in it. Yeah.
Right, right, and I think in New York you are in the right place.
I believe so. I believe so. I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
my first few auditions, and yesterday was one of the biggest ones. Oh my god, I was so excited. I didn't even care how the outcomes are gonna
Are
be.
you
I
going to
just
the
went
audition?
there.
You went to the auditions yesterday?
My first New York audition yesterday.
Wow.
I was mind blown. I was like, oh,
Hmm.
oh my God. I'm finally, I was vlogging the whole time. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. Everything that I've seen on television, people like stretching before that workout or
Uh-huh.
before that rehearsals. or
Yeah.
rather before that audition and all that. I've auditioned before a couple of times in Botswana. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I've auditioned for Lion King. I've auditioned for Mupaka. Those are the two major auditions I've ever done. But
Uh-huh.
otherwise, um, in terms of like walking auditions, the
Mm.
ones you go into a room and give them your resume, your headshots, and then you have to showcase what you got.
Uh,
So to experience the New York one, I was like, oh my god, I'm seeing all these beautiful people with that legs going out. I'm like, okay, but I was just excited about the experience. It was
mm.
really, 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 really fun. I even made a friend. We went for
Uh-huh.
lunch. Um, after that, it was amazing. It was beautiful. But
Yeah. You were not
yeah,
overwhelmed though, right?
no, I was excited. Like
You're
I said,
excited. Okay.
it's like go to the would scare you
Uh-huh.
or be nervous. I wasn't nervous. I wasn't scared. I was like, I'm going to have fun. This is
Yes.
my
Yeah.
first audition, so I did just that.
I love
Yeah,
it. I was gonna tell you. Remember, we talked about actually you asked about Label M. So he came to the
yeah.
Bay Area. So he came to the Bay
Mhm,
Area.
mhm,
That's years ago. So,
mhm.
so all the South African folks, he invited all the South African folks come and do some singing and traditional singing and do a little bit of whatever dancing. So I went there because
Mhm,
I'm not a performer at all. So I just
mhm.
wanted to see how it goes. So Lebo was like, man, sing something for us. I was like, what am I gonna sing? I really don't know how to start with. I really don't know how to sing. So he was like, sing Botswana national anthem. You know?
Yeah.
So I ran through the
Wow.
No, I'm just sharing this because it
Mhm,
was
mhm.
overwhelming for me,
Yeah,
but it was a good
auditions are.
experience. I wanted to
Mhm.
know how people feel like when they're doing their auditions and so forth.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that you were excited about it. you know?
very excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the Woman King movie?
The Woman King, I auditioned. There
Hmm.
were auditions that a friend of mine gave me a heads up of. I'm like, hey, there's this movie coming up. Please audition for it because
Hmm.
I don't see you not doing it because they all they need is what you have. I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, fine. She sent me the links. I audition. I read actually before what they needed and all that. Luckily, for just miraculously, God,
Hmm. Mm.
before that, before I got this, I was going for MMA classes like boxing, just to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, not knowing that I'm preparing for a movie. Like I saw a couple of your stories posting you fighting and all that and your workout. you're gonna
Hmm.
you're gonna make it. Let's try it.
Hmm.
I went for it. I tried it. They wanted a video of me just showing basic martial arts, kickboxing,
Hmm.
and just what I do, and I went all out. They said the
Hmm.
video should be like 2 minutes.
Did you do martial arts before?
No, i was I was literally getting into it at that time. I
Okay,
was
okay.
learning and I was just going there for classes and just
Mm,
basic things, not knowing
mm,
that it can be something that I'm gonna
yeah,
fall in love with.
yeah.
Yeah, I auditioned, sent in my resume, or shortlisted. I thought I was going to be a stunty because they talked a lot about these stunts on the
Yeah.
description.
Uh-huh.
Only to realize that actually I'm going to be an Agoji. An Agoji is these women that you
This woman,
see
this
throughout
regiment. Yeah. Hmm.
this army, this powerful
This
army that
army.
you
Yes.
see,
Uh-huh.
yeah, that you see throughout the movie. And we were the main eight uh, Agojis who were trained professionally in stunts, and the rest were just like just to keep the volume, you know, um, yeah. But I was in the top eight, and I wasn't alone. I was with another Motswana because when I got the description, they were like, if you have other people that you
Hmm.
know, send. And I sent to a few people that I knew to try.
And
Out
you
of
were already here in New York.
no, I was in Botswana.
You were in Botswana at that time. Okay.
Yeah, everything
Oh.
after the pandemic, I was in after New York till now. This is my second time after the first time in New York, coming here.
Okay.
So ever since 2018, I've been in Botswana. Then when I filmed The Women King, which was last year, August.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, August till February. That's when I was in Cape Town. So that's how I got the role.
Wow. And so you did a lot of stunts in that, or what?
Yeah, a lot of fighting, a lot of fighting.
Yeah, I saw a video, one of your videos, because I went through some of your social media thing. I saw your video doing like, it was like, it looked like you've been doing this forever, man. You know?
It feels like it, right? Yeah, that's how
Yeah.
I felt when I started. Like the first time I picked up a sword or a weapon or a bow staff,
Uh-huh.
the first time I kicked, the first time I just threw my punch, it felt like I'm dancing, but in a dramatic way. The feeling was still the same. And that's when I feel like that, I know that I'm not in the wrong path. I'm not even trying out. I'm meant to do it.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to see the movie.
Almost, I can't wait. It's
Yes, yes.
amazing. It's amazing. I'm just gonna say that. It's just filming it was amazing. Now
Hmm.
watching it, I
Hmm.
cannot wait. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the expectation now for it? Like looking forward to watching the movie. How does it feel?
Well,
Because
to be quite honest,
when you were doing the movie, after they told you that you got the part, there was a different adrenaline, right?
it was
During the
different.
movie,
Yeah.
there was a different adrenaline, you know. After the movie, I'm pretty sure looking forward to the premiere. Is a different adrenaline.
hmm
Hmm.
It's different. It's completely different because now I'm can't wait to see a
Hmm.
scene that we shot for like 2 weeks or a week
Hmm.
being being literally shortened to become like a 10 minutes thing, you
Right.
know.
Hmm.
So that's the part that I cannot wait because I have seen the behind the scene of the beginning of the movie till the end of the movie, and I know everything, how that played, how they did that, how we accomplished that. But now to sit down and going to see it, it's another feeling. Like, I cannot wait what we did. I cannot wait to see what we did. Because
We are
when
going
you're
to be on a big
working,
screen, man.
I know. Because when you're working, you're literally focused. You're just like, okay, fine, let's get this done. Okay, what's next? Da, 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 da. You're like this. By the
Yeah.
time you step back and you look at this art piece and you're like, what the heck? Did I just do that? So I cannot wait. That's the adrenaline that I'm just like, oh, I
Yeah.
can't wait. Besides that, I can't wait for the world to see it.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing. It's a beautiful movie and a beautiful story as well,
Yeah. No, I
told
think
by
it's a
beautiful people.
the
Yeah,
little I read about it, I think it's a beautiful story, you know. And for the longest, we didn't see women coming forth and doing great things, mighty things like what you guys did in that movie.
yeah.
But before we get back to that point, how was it to work with the great Viola Davis? At least to watch her work, at least to go watch her go to work, right?
The first time I saw her, actually, we were training, and
Mm-hmm.
she's everyone, like where we train. We have to like be because of the training area. You're not supposed to wear
Mm-hmm.
shoes, and everyone is just they would just be normal. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know. So normally when cast comes to join the training, they put in the memory or in the memorandum that cast is coming, right? Cast
Mm-hmm.
can be anyone, can be Tuso, can be whoever. They don't specify what cast is coming. Viola's coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
On that particular day, they said cast is coming. Oh well, okay, fine. One of the cast members is coming. It can be anyone. We don't know who it might be.
Mm-hmm.
On that day, we're just randomly doing our stunts, fighting, and all that. And for quite some time, that lady has been standing there and doing whatever she's doing for quite some time, and I didn't realize it's her.
Yeah.
Until I had to get her. Is that Viola? To my friends, like, yeah, she's been there the whole morning. I'm like, ha, she is just, she's she's just
Kimutu, huh?
so loving. Like, she's just, oh my God, she's amazing. She's
Some of these
amazing,
people, they
and
have this botu in them, huh?
with a beautiful smile, with
It
an
was
amazing
beautiful.
smile.
Okay.
And I had a lot of interaction with her actually, because
Oh,
we shared set a lot. Um, the first encounter that I had with her, where we actually spoke face to face. This
hmm.
sounds crazy just talking about it. I feel like I feel like I need to be pinched or something. We did a scene together in the boat where I
Uh-huh.
was thinking that boat, and the whole of them were at the back. So every cut you get, you conversate, you do whatever, you chit chat, and all that. So we kind of like bonded in the boat, but
Uh-huh.
not like to that extreme. Like I was like, okay, fine, it's Viola. She won't remember me tomorrow. There will be another Agoji next to her,
Yeah.
and I'm minding my own business. They have holding areas
Hmm.
where cast is there, extras are there, agojis are there, things are there. I accidentally passed through the holding area. You know where they have those big chairs with
Uh-huh.
the sections that you Joe had. I didn't see. I'm minding my own business. It's hot, and I'm just like, okay, fine. I'm going to my holding area. Da, 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 da. She literally, I think we hit like someone. She literally pulled me with my jacket. She
Wow.
pulled me with my jacket. I'm like, hey, how are you going? I'm like, I'm fine. I'm good. How are you? It was such a beautiful thing because she remembered me to a point where she pulled me back with my jacket. She's like, maybe I would
Yeah.
thought I would give mama a thing or something, because the 80s are always like on speaker. I thought I have done something wrong at that point. I'm like, it's literally Viola pulling me with my jacket to say, how are you? Da, 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 da. I'm like, I'm good, I'm good. Now we're talking about how the movie is gonna be perfect, because the previous day she posted the first picture of the Woman King. You're
Uh-huh.
not supposed to do that, but the fact that she posted it, it was a show that everything's going well. So
Right.
so we are talking like, I saw your post of the Woman King. Da, 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 it's gonna be a beautiful movie. Da, 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 da. So she's just a lovely human being, and watching her also transform from this bubbly, loving, she loves
Oh,
to laugh so much all the time. She's always laughing. When they say cut, she will laugh at herself that I've done a mistake, or that was ridiculous,
Mhm.
or that was hilarious, or whatever, whatever, whatever. But when they say action,
Mhm.
it's just a beautiful transformation. Like it's amazing. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so 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 so
Hmm.
what are some of the things that you really learned that or you admire about her that you want to bring into your craft? I mean, I
I
guess every actor is different in different ways. But I
hmm
think there are some things that we learn from others. Say, hey, I would like to incorporate that into my craft. I think
mm,
that's phenomenal. I
hmm
think people
yeah.
like Viola, you look at her like, wow, she's been doing this for, and she's phenomenal, right?
Exactly, exactly. I think what I really
Hmm.
appreciate so much about her, we
Hmm.
talked about the big traumas that we go through as people. She
Hmm.
didn't let her past define her. I just recently finished reading her book.
Hmm.
Um, it's a beautiful thing to watch her now, and having her to tell her story without
Hmm.
even feeling like, oh, that was how my life was. She is so bold with it. She did not let her past like define her, and how she displays and pour everything into her craft.
Hmm.
And I see a lot of her, that those little characteristics guy from me, because I use also my traumas to just pour into my art, especially in dance. Just
Hmm.
literally pour everything there to say like, I can't speak about this, but this is how I really, really feel, and this is how I'm gonna portray it, right? She does it in playing stories. She does it in learning a character and just giving that character life. And she does that with so much confidence, and you would actually believe that character is actually her real life. Like I've seen her snippets of videos of her before film, when she was
Hmm.
still in theater. Oh
Hmm. Hmm.
my goodness,
Hmm.
my goodness.
Hmm.
Yeah, she just didn't let her life define her. And every single day she tells that story, like not her story, the past story, but her life
Mm-hmm.
story, her writing her story over and over and over again. Beautiful. I think that's one I want to.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
Both.
Like there's a very big heart. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the movie itself, because this here is the movie that actually uh, depicts a story about these great women, you know, protecting their kingdom. You corrected me. You were like, no, this is not the movie. This is.
We are Dahomey.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Yes, 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 yes. Dahomey
The-
is a kingdom
mhm,
um back in the 1800s, whereas right now it's called Benin,
mhm,
and that kingdom was had an army of women,
mhm,
was protected by women.
mhm,
Yeah, so you can imagine picture Botswana, but masola a go high ele basadi fela.
mm, mm,
Exactly that. Um, that story was they resembled their femininity in terms. They 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 didn't fear anything.
mhm,
I understand from where they were coming from because everything they understood was to just be fearless and be courageous and then kill
mhm,
your tears if you want to see your land prosper, if you want to see your people, that's the line and all that. Just and it had you it took a lot to become a Dahomey, or rather not a Dahomey, an Agoji. That's
mhm,
what the whole army was called, Agojis.
mhm,
It took a
mhm,
lot. So when you read the story, there's Naniska, the general, who was the main um the leader, which is who's played by Viola. Then there was
mhm,
Nawi. Nawi is played by Pusombedu.
mhm,
Nawi takes us through the journey of becoming an Anagoji. She was also very, very stubborn,
mhm,
very resilient. She wanted to be like immediately like like Naniska, like Viola, right?
mhm,
But
mhm,
to get for her to get there, she had to go through a lot to see
mhm,
herself literally becoming like Naniska. She envied them. She looked up to them, right? And also her lifestyle, it wasn't like the best.
mm,
So she wanted to literally just be in this army so bad that she had
mhm,
to learn it. And
mhm,
for we're gonna see her learning how to become an Agoji,
mhm,
going through the trainings and everything. While there's training, there's other events that are happening on in terms of how the Europeans wanted
mm,
to colonize and take everything and put them
mm,
into slavery and all that. And there was another kingdom who were like kind of like betraying the land. You know, when I live in
mhm.
order, there's that people they all decided the Europeans.
Yeah,
They will
yeah,
take
yeah,
the black people and sell them to the white people. So there was
yeah.
this another army.
Wow, there's a lot of history in this movie. I can't wait.
It's a lot, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
actually, the king of the Dahomey, the
Mhm,
brother, the older brother, was another was a leader for another clan, I think. Yeah.
mhm.
So they were these people went to war with them with their Europeans. So imagine that army plus the Europeans. These women, these women,
This.
we fought them. We fought them and we won. There was victory at the end because we stopped slavery. We stopped taking for them to take that our land and all that everything. If you watch or if you understand the history of it better, you realize that it's also connected to Wakanda because I think Wakanda is the futuristic of the Women King
Mhm,
because it's if these women protected the land, protected the gold, protected the nature, the natural resources that
mm,
we see as Wakanda being this rich country, which is the whole of Africa, which is at the present moment I feel like it should be that way. We need to protect our resources so much that we become the biggest continent with so much. But it's all give and take now. What are you going to give me if I give you this? You know, but it's that's how big the story is. There's just so many
no,
little
this is
yeah.
great. Do you feel like we need to see more stories like this from, about women, because I think for the
Mm.
longest, women were put like.
Exact. I think it's we should, because this is ancestral. It's lineage. It's in our blood. And if our ancestors had a point where they had to stop, which is like for them dying
Mm-hmm,
and not being able to continue this legacy or to continue this protection of our land,
mm-hmm,
who is taking over to do that? And if back then it was women, why stop? And right now we have so much privilege. We have so much that we can do as women than back then. We have so much. So we should be saying a lot of stuff. We should be taking over a lot of places, because now we have the platforms such as this one. We
mm-hmm,
have books to write. We
mm-hmm,
have a lot. Our ancestors didn't have this privilege. That's why fighting was the only thing they could do. But you can fight through a lot of stuff. If you're not an Agoji, take a
mm-hmm,
pen and write, because you're
mm-hmm.
educating the next generation who's going to take that lineage as well. I was listening to a TikTok video of this other lady.
Uh-huh.
She was saying, just to generalize it, she was saying, more of like speaking. Our
Uh-huh.
ancestors couldn't speak; they didn't have the voice to say anything.
Uh-huh.
And she said that stopped. That is in the past. We have the privilege to talk however we can. I can open a podcast right now. I can write a book right now. I
Mm-hmm,
can post a story right now.
mm-hmm.
They didn't have that. So why stop when we have so much to say, to educate? Why be like our ancestors? There's this quote, like people like to say it, we are our wildest ancestors' dreams.
Mm-hmm.
We are the beyond, we are beyond what they imagined they could be. And that's why I'm saying it's a lineage. If we keep telling these stories and showing that how powerful we are as Black women, I don't know what's gonna happen to the world. It's gonna be, I don't know, but we have so much. And I think it's already happening in different ways. It's already happening. So the Women King is another way.
The Women King is another way. And
Mm-hmm.
I offer you a choice
Mm-hmm.
to fight or we die.
Exactly. I just got chills literally just you saying that, because I
Hmm.
literally just pictured and had Viola in my head. We fight or we die. Yeah.
So you mentioned what's the name of the regiment again?
The Agojis.
The Agojis. I mean, in real life, let's look at the spectrum of this all these young women trying to become, right? You can't just become part of that regiment. You have to go through, like, what's the name of the young lady,
Now we.
Nawi, right? So in real life, what should they do? Because you don't just get there.
You don't just get there, yes. There is a
Yes.
process. Define your regiment
And I'm
first.
saying this because,
Mm-hmm.
um, especially this generation, people tend not to really be excited about the process. I mean, you are excited about process. Since we started, I can see that you are excited about process.
Mm-hmm.
People just want to get there. And
Mm-hmm.
people shun process. When people
Mm-hmm.
are still, trying to do things, people don't care about that person. They only sometimes care about or support that person when they are already there, right? But I think
Mm-hmm.
I think we should support each other, even when people are still being these pedals that you were talking about. you
Hmm.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'm going to take it from an individual perspective, then
Hmm.
get into.
Yeah. Hmm.
You asked me what was the first question again? The other question, I think I had an answer for it. Now I'm just,
Yeah.
there's this one that just got me a little bit
In real life, you don't
confused.
just become an agoji. You
Ah,
know.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Yeah. I
Mm,
was gonna say, firstly, define what is
mm,
your regimen.
mhm,
What Agoji do you want to be? Which Agoji do you want to be, rather?
mhm,
So an Agoji, you can be, you like basically choose who you want to be. That's what I'm trying
mm,
to say.
mhm,
Define it for yourself,
mhm,
and you now that you've defined it,
mm.
what steps can you take, or what steps is required for you to become an Agoji,
Love it.
your
Mhm.
own Agoji, right?
Your own, yes, got it. Mhm,
Yes.
mm,
So there is a process of becoming a Goji, and like I said, nowadays we have so much privilege to jump the stepping stones,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
You define your stepping stones as well after defining the main thing that you want to do. How do you want to get there? What are the requirements, and how do you want to get there? Do you
mm,
want to jump?
mhm,
Do you want to tiptoe? Do you
mhm,
want to fly? Do you want
mm,
to, you know, define that as well?
mm,
Then in the process, you would realize that once you get, or once you become an Agoji,
mhm,
that it's gonna challenge you to become an Agoji.
mm,
Once you get there, you're gonna realize that the process that you might have taken
mm,
might have been the wrong one. I took the wrong bus. I took
mm,
the wrong path. I took the
mm,
wrong advice. I took the wrong auditions. I took the wrong whatever.
mm.
However you define it. Then from there, it's either your choice to chicken out from there, which is fear most of the time, to
Uh-huh.
go back and restart, go back to the starting point and now go through it step by step rather than and chunking, crunching courses and trying to make it somewhere.
Mm,
Or you go step by step, right?
mhm,
Define it, which Agoji or what Agoji do you want to become?
mhm,
Define your requirements to get there, and
mhm,
how are you going to tackle those requirements, right? To become an Agoji. When
mm.
you get to becoming an Agoji, you will
Mhm.
see there is patience that I talked about, which is the
Yes,
process.
the process. Okay. Mhm,
The process. We
mhm.
cannot separate process with patience. These two P's are like they're like this.
Uh,
Yeah. So patience equals progress. Successful progress. There is
mhm.
successful progress. You don't succeed after you have proceeded. You success in through your progress. That is where patience plays a big role. You can stay in one position for years before you
Love
move
it.
to the next. Move to the next with purpose, and you'll become an Agoji. You'll become whatever you want to be.
Love it. I see that. I see that you have a lot of wisdom at the same time. I see that. I see that.
Ah, thank
Love it.
you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Love it. So let's talk about the representation. Because I think
Mm,
it is important for us to tell our own stories. But I'm
mm-hmm,
also interested in the fact that this film was directed by a woman, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A black woman, right?
Yeah.
That,
They
I mean,
didn't lie when they said it's an all cast female. I mean, it's a cast of females. So
yeah,
the whole movie is like it's dominated by women.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. So why is representation so? I mean, we need it right now, especially when we're telling our own stories.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the past, you will see somebody from a different culture, telling an African story.
Exactly.
Even when we were in school, sometimes I talk about this. Even when we were in school, some of the books that we were reading, history books, were not even written by African folks. And I just think that those things they need to be decolonized or deconstructed.
Rep- mhm. Representation is very important
Yeah.
to to I think it's very important for tracking your
Mm-hmm.
history,
Mm-hmm.
knowing who you are,
Mm-hmm.
because you can know yourself
Mm-hmm.
but not know who you are,
Mm-hmm.
where you're coming from.
Love it. Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we have ancestors, we have a lineage, and what we are
Yes.
carrying through our bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
And if a girl's gonna watch a movie, for example, a little girl's gonna watch a The Women King.
Mm-hmm.
What do they see? How does it relate to them?
Mm-hmm.
What is she learning from it?
Mm-hmm.
How does it represent her? In
Mm-hmm.
like, how does she see herself in that
Mm-hmm.
movie?
Yeah.
Is it just like it's a women's movie and yay?
Yeah.
Yeah, representation comes with a lot of education
Yeah.
to people who don't know what's what that history,
Mm-hmm.
where they're going and where they're coming from. If you know what you represent, you know where you're coming from. You get to define yourself better. And things that you do in life, hella in general, you don't just do because, oh, I'm doing this because it's done. You understand it. This is what I'm doing because it's my culture. I'm doing this because this is where I'm coming from. I'm doing this because um in my culture or in my country we do this, and it's very important to us because of one, two, three. How all the time where you go and like, oh, okay, fine. I'm in America. I don't I get you know understand what I mean? So
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
representation is very, very, very important because you don't lose who you are. You don't lose your culture, and you like I said with the movie,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lineage we have to protect. And you're right about when you when we were taught history in European history,
Right. Right. Right.
where I'm just like, how am I gonna understand myself learning about World War I that happened far away? It might have happened like years later after it like affecting us.
Mm-hmm.
But I still don't know my culture.
Yeah.
Till up until I open a book, my own history book, even when I picked from the shelf, a library, I opened, I started learning for myself.
Mm.
What a Botswana King, Gemang, and all that.
Mm.
But for the longest time, I think for like 3 years, the whole of like Form 1 to Form 3, you will learn
Mm-hmm.
European history. And a little bit of this much of Africa, where it's about scramble of Africa. And the whole thing is European. That is where we lose the representation. That is where we lose who we are, because we want them to learn this, to speak English so fluently,
Mm-hmm.
but they can't even speak their own language.
Because we
It's
tell them that
sometimes
because we tell them that if
exactly,
you speak English better, you're smart.
you're smart and you'll be accepted, you'll be loved,
Mm.
you go
Yeah.
places. And that
Mm-hmm.
self-confidence that we're in thinking programming in our children,
Mm-hmm.
that if you don't speak well English, you're not educated enough, or you're not enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's something is not okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
when you don't speak your language, it's a pride thing. Oh, I don't speak Setswana. I don't speak that. What's that? What are you talking about? They're so prideful with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you that's because the education system, yeah, like representation, yeah, the culture and the language and
Mm.
the history was not portrayed the right way. So like I said, when a kid or a baby is going to watch The Woman King, a black child to be specific,
Mm-hmm.
will have will relate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do. I used to teach at the do work with the kids at the Urban League here in my city.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2018, we watched this movie, Black Panther. You know what really uh, they were interested in the causa. language that was in
Yeah.
they said, we feel like this because these are black kids. We feel like,
Hmm.
we connected to this.
Yeah.
So I think culture is very, very important.
Very important. And you
Hmm.
wonder why they connected. It's lineage.
It's
It's
lineage, yeah.
African blood runs through them.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So I also love the choreography and the costumes, man.
Mm. I love the costumes. Oh my God. Ooh, wow. It was beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah. Okay, okay, okay. You and
But
Tuso,
yes,
you can be sisters. You look
really?
like
When
sisters
we
a
see
little
that,
bit.
oh my God. You should tell her that. Actually, yesterday she followed me on Instagram and I was so excited. I'm like, oh, she followed me. But yeah, I love her so much. I just love her personality. She's such a bubbly person.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So what do you miss about Botswana? Do you miss home right now?
Not really. I miss my grandmother
Hmm.
for sure, but not really. I'm not there yet. Not there yet. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think maybe also I just miss the environment.
Hmm.
Um, le kind of like setho sa rona sa go
Hmm.
dumedisa, because here go dumedisa it's not a thing. You
Yeah.
get into a place or palama bus or
Uh-huh.
whatever, it's just so quiet. You can
Uh-huh.
sit down and say dumelang to the next person, no hi to the next person. Well, I mean you can, but it's just how the energy they give you back is like if you
Yeah.
just greet me, even when you're calling a helpline nearby and hello
Mm.
for anything.
Yeah.
Excuse me. When you say sorry, you say hi, hello, how are you? Boy, how are you? It's like, oh, thank you for asking. I'm good. It's like a surprise. Like it's yeah. And that's the part that I just miss
You,
while
you
I've been
know,
like
you know,
sit to yeah.
yeah, but Seto changes the environment. When the Seto is there, when people are operating in both, it changes the environment.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels different.
It feels different. You feel the
Hmm.
energy, right?
Yeah, yeah. There is a lot of energy. There is a
Yeah.
lot of energy because I know they're trying to
Mm,
protect themselves. They're trying
mm,
to. There are a lot of like racism and
mm,
a lot of
mhm,
like just hate. Yeah, now in terms of like
mm,
because someone was telling me that even someone if Hamotaka Dibala right now,
mm,
um, you don't you can't help them.
mhm.
Like you have to like kind of like ask permission to help them because they can change the situation. They can tell a different story and then end up you being the problem. Like when
They
only
could be suing.
influencing
They
and
could
all,
be suing you tomorrow.
they can be suing you tomorrow for just literally helping someone.
Yeah.
So that's something. There's a lot of stuff here that you just we have
Mhm.
to be mindful of. Like that's why
Yeah.
go medisa or
Uh-huh.
go thusa batho and all that. It's
Mhm.
not like a thing. You
Yeah.
can help, but help always so conscious and always so aware of how you're doing it as well, because there will be cameras. Comes the
Yeah.
camera later say it's so how isn't that you? I'm like
Mm,
it's me, but I was
yeah.
trying to no, but you did this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's good, man. I talked to this young man, Litsi Letebo, the guy
Hmm.
who runs the 100 meter.
Hmm.
And we were talking and we are saying, there's just a lot of talent in countries like Botswana. There's a lot of talent like you, you
Hmm.
know, but we don't have those skilled talents. But what can
Mm,
countries like Botswana do to encourage or to produce skilled talents like you? Because you can have a talent, but then you lack skill, right?
mm.
And perhaps, we're talking about resources and all that kind of stuff, right? So,
I think it's education.
mhm,
Um, I haven't seen.
mhm,
It correct me if I'm wrong. If Bajana Kwalapeng, if you're ready to this, when you get to listen to this,
mhm,
correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen someone who has successfully said, I have been I have done a course ate, or I've done a course dancing, professional dancing.
Mhm.
Professional dancing isn't like properly being in studios from 9 to 5, 7 days or 6 days a week.
Mhm.
And I've written this thesis, I've done this production, I've done this, I've produced this, I've produced that. But before even going into the field,
Mhm. Mhm.
and after school as well, progressing into saying, okay, fine, now I'm doing this. I think
Mhm.
um, Marang, I don't know if you know her.
The name rings a bell. Mhm.
I forgot her surname, but
Mhm.
she's Dipsy Sololwane's wife
I know.
right now.
Oh, okay.
Marang,
I know Deepsy. I know Deepsy. Yes.
yeah, Marang.
Yeah.
I think she's a lecturer right now. If I'm not wrong, she did acting and something with the art. I don't know which course she did, and she's
Mhm.
a lecturer right now. Go, I think go after.
Mhm.
Um, I, I don't know if she started even in South Africa or go Botswana, but I
Mhm.
just know that she's one person who beats in water. She tried. She went
Mhm.
all out, you
Mhm.
know. But Kusumula Honoko, like educating and also
Mhm.
Botswana being
Mhm.
open minded about Budirachats.
Mhm.
Budirachats is not a hobby. Because
Okay.
people think it's a hobby. They think it's a side hustle thing, like, oh, okay, fine, I just throw you know.
Mm.
Literally you can go to work, you can go to work from 9 till 5,
Mm.
dancing, producing, rehearsing, um, performing,
Mhm.
or coloring or painting or whatever, doing poetry the whole day, sessions,
Mm.
recording music the whole day and all that. It's not a hobby. It's a profession and we need to take it seriously. And talent, it's a talent, yes. You can be born with a talent, but how you cultivate it to become a career, you need a lot of support. And that is not even happening. Talent, yeah, every single day because that they're looking. Okay, fine, who have succeeded, who inspires me up there, what they have made it. And they can't see anyone because people are giving up. They're giving up, they're going to their normal corporate world, they're opening our businesses and all that, which is
Mm.
good, with it,
Mhm.
especially the business part, which is good for the economy, but we're killing ourselves. We're killing the godly gifted talents. But if you're gonna
Mhm.
um die from before you even try, because I know there's a lot of people who have not even tried because by discouraged is the fact that there's no support. So
Mm.
Botswana Habaka support that full force. When you hire an artist to say I need a painting, about a painting is 6K,
Mm.
pay that 6K, don't negotiate.
Mm. Mm.
Do not negotiate the price. Don't say, Braya, picture right now, put 3 A4 over 6K.
Mm.
It's work. They have put in the work, and I'm not charging for the amount of time that I'm going to spend um, doing this peacefully. It's a thing that I've been learning for years to master it.
Mhm.
You're paying the service, you're not paying for the product. But okay, fine, keep piecing and I out there and emphasize. No, you are paying the service, the work that they put for years to master your don't hire a dancer for lenyalong or an event and then you pay them with a branded t-shirt and lip plate and then you say thank you. You don't do that. You kill dreams like that. People need to pay rent as much as you do. They need to take themselves to better themselves and get higher qualifications and all that. But you kill them. That's about but I this is just me. This is just me. Don't take me anything. Don't take it any other way. I feel the reason why there's a lot of depression normal is because people are sleeping on that talent and it's eating them inside. They're not happy because they have settled for the common and comfortable thing to do and accepted thing to do. There's a lot of people who are talented out there. They can't even be bold enough to do what you're doing right now. Just buying a mic, buying a recorder, buying an editor and anything, just do a podcast. It's talent. It's the confidence that not another person can have. But because you want to be secure, also the system, also guys, the system, the system has also like kind of like cuckooed us up there that we need to be paying bills, we need to do that and that. So that's what also gets us to finding a stable job so that we can pay these bills. But I believe you can still pay your bills as an artist. You can be very successful as an artist. Look at Viola. Bila ya metsi it do like a staging. So I believe we can if we just support. And it starts with the people before we get to the government. The people back a supporter, you'll see the government will do something. Hopefully will do something. Take the likes of William. William, he got a lot of support from the people before anyone could even recognize him.
KRM.
Before even, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like his society is in school for who he is right now. Exactly. It's just through support. They didn't understand him at first. But now everyone is just like, William. And he's famous more in America than anywhere else, funny enough. It's because they support him. They see his talent. And here, when they talk about talent,
Even the likes of what's his name, Snoop, and the other guy,
Chris
they
Brown,
Chris Brown, they shared his work. He was telling me that they shared his work and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just support. It takes just one like, it takes just one follow, just one comment.
Mm-hmm.
You like the internet is there for us as well to push talent yako high. If you just see one Motswana post la relay 1, 2, 3, you see or walega, and all that. So do whatever you can as well. Before I would say I would blame the government, but I when I sit down with myself, I feel like also especially Botswana, we're spoon fed with everything. So we can always depend for mente re thusa gore re produce art and re isa ko ntle ko. E simola ka rona Botswana re amogela e be re support and then e be re masisi ora re ngwana ha mmone, you know. So it
That's
starts there.
so true
Yeah.
and powerful. You know,
Yeah,
I talked to Dr. Didi. I don't know if you know Dr.
I
Didi
do. I
Mama.
know her. She's my
Yeah.
other mom. I
Okay.
have my mom, which is Mother K Masire, then Dr. D. That actually very close. Very
Yeah.
close.
And
Yeah.
she's pretty much echoing, you're echoing what we talked about, the both, we
Mm-hmm.
as people, we can help each other, even
Mm-hmm.
before we get to the government thing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your thought on mentorship, who is your real inspiration? I know we're over an hour now. I know you gotta go. Who is your real inspiration? Would you want to see yourself in the next 5 years? You know, I don't know if those things are realistic or not.
Especially the 5 years question.
Especially the
I was just
5 year
in the
thing,
class. I was like, do I really have to answer the 5 year question,
Probably
guys?
not, probably not. But at least the things of mentorship, I know you probably care about mentorship and
I do, I
you know.
do, I do,
Mm,
especially when um I have a mentor instance.
mhm,
When I got to the States, I reached out to a lady called Janelle Davis. She's an
mhm,
incredible stunt woman. I
mhm,
felt like I needed her or I needed someone to guide me because I have a very
mhm,
strong background in dance and I'm venturing into this career that I truly love and I want to give it a chance and I want to go full out. How do I do it? Where do I start? What is exactly what I was talking about? I
mhm,
want to be this Agoji.
mhm,
How do I do it? How can I? What are the process? What are the requirements? I need that guidance. I
mhm,
need Mutokata. When you're young, how build that road come.
mhm,
You need someone who got them up your side roads.
mhm,
I did sharpen your curves so that you are always on the right track.
mhm,
So I got here. I reached out to her um, to be my mentor. Thankfully she agreed. He's like, I will be so honored. She's such a lovely lady. It's very, very important to find someone that you can guide you. After mentorship, life coaching is very, very important as well.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Get a coach, get someone who can help you with your upbringing as an individual before your career.
Mm.
Who are you? Who do you want to become? Becoming, not becoming as an entertainer or becoming as a lawyer, as an entrepreneur, as a whatever.
Mm.
Who
Mm.
is you? Your healings, your desires, your personalities. You need to mold that. You need a life coach to help you with that. Um, I believe so much in coaching and mentorship. You can
Mm-hmm.
combine it. Sometimes you can find one person. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
both of the things in one person. If you
Mm-hmm.
can, awesome, great, do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important to get help.
Mm.
You cannot do anything by yourself. You need to be guided. You need to be taken to the right path. And the best way on different stepping stones, some of them are gonna make you slip, you're gonna fall down. I will tell you a highly at least okay fine I think okay fine. You need that person.
Mm.
Through your stepping stones, you need someone who will tell you which direction to go. So it's very, very important.
Wow.
Yeah. Where do I see myself in the next 5 years? Oh my God. Life is so unpredictable,
Yeah.
but I would say Lone, I see her.
How do you like to be remembered as?
The question is, do I want to be remembered? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Because
we're,
we
we're,
answer
we're
these
already
questions most of the
we're already
time.
remembering you, you know. But it's a
We
process, right?
exactly we answer these questions, and it's common questions, and when they come you want to already have an answer for them.
Yeah.
I like to sit with questions like such questions. Do I want to be remembered? Do I need to be remembered? Why can I not be remembered now? What am I doing now that if I have to go away first before you can remember me? You're talking about progress or steps of someone becoming something.
Mm-hmm.
The other day someone was saying, gave me a list of questions of in an interview, and every question was about how did you become uh, a stunt choreographer, how did you become an actor, what are your qualifications in filming. Everything was about filming, and I didn't even go through the interview. I realized that this person doesn't know who I am.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
literally just saw me that I'm doing the Woman King, and all of a sudden I'm an actress to them.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
didn't do that research. Who is Lone? Oh, Lone
Mm-hmm.
was a dancer. Okay, and it looks like
Mm-hmm.
she's been dancing for this much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's such questions of, do I want to be remembered?
You know,
It's it's
that's why, Lone, I'm big with process and progress. You know,
mm-hmm,
that we should
mm-hmm,
pay attention to the process and progress of
yeah,
individuals. You know, it's not always the fruits. You know,
mm, mm-hmm.
it's a
Oh my God, it's not always the fruit.
you know.
Another question that another interviewer asked me the other day, like,
Hmm.
what is your biggest highlight in your
Hmm.
career? And then I said, my highlight is how I got to the big yes.
Yes, yes,
That's
yes.
my highlight, because there were moments where I would just recognize myself after dancing in my
Mhm.
bedroom in front of the mirror. I'm like, oh, Lana, you're such an amazing dancer. Oh my God. And I just danced to myself.
But that's very important though, to tell
And
yourself
it's
that
such a it's a fulfillment. It's such an
you know it.
incredible fulfillment.
You know, Lorna, a lot of us we don't tell ourselves that I'm incredible. I'm really good at this, huh?
Yeah, it's because we're not taught that. It feels foreign. We feel like we're imposting, or we're not taught that. We're not taught to praise ourselves. it's like a nkare ke moila go bua gore I'm good, you know. But it's okay to lie to someone and say, "How are you?" "Oh no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good." Tell yourself that you're good. Or tell yourself, like, you know what, I'm sad today. I don't feel good.
Speak to yourself. Say
Speak to
great things about
yourself.
yourself, huh?
Exactly. Anyway, to answer the question,
Okay,
how do I see
go ahead.
myself
No,
in the
I just got
next?
carried away by what you
I
said.
also get carried away. I also get carried away.
Yeah.
There's so much that I want to explore.
Mm-hmm.
I just ventured into film, and it's a big industry, and I'm so excited for everything that is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, there will be more movies to do. There will be more stunts to do.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you said that. I don't know if you said it because you are prophesying it or something. You said something about you can't wait to read my book, which is something that is at the back of my mind and it's creeping like this.
I'm prophesying.
It's literally creeping like this. I'm like, okay. But yeah, those are the things that I'm looking forward to.
That's cool. Mm-hmm.
And the book is from a solo that I'm actually also in process of choreographing it and polishing it and all that. So yeah, those are the big for myself personal achievements that I want to um, achieve. And
Mm-hmm.
then in general, in just my career, I just
Mm-hmm.
want to eat the whole cake. Geek it though, no pressure.
Yeah.
I've been just given the privilege to be in this side of the world where I
Uh-huh.
feel like there's so much opportunities and why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not, man?
Exactly. So
Why
yeah,
not?
if I can put time to it. So I would say the future is bright.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Um, you're already shining the light. So, and I
Thank
believe
you.
that you're going to continue to shine the light.
Yeah.
I read somewhere that you're still taking classes for dancing.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I
You,
still do, and
you
I
don't, you
look
don't.
forward to them. I get into a class as if like which is with what everything that I do. Like I go I go in with an empty mind. You can never stop learning. As a master of anything, you can never stop learning. There was two. I think I attended 3 or 4 classes. I got more New York the martial arts. They like to ask, "Are you a beginner?" I always say I'm a beginner. I always say I'm a beginner. I'm like I'm a beginner, and they will teach me baby things. If I want to feel like okay, I don't want to do baby stuff, I'll go to an advanced class.
I'm wondering if you have your last word.
Be you,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
be you. That's it.
Be you. Love it. Blown
The
it.
world needs someone out there, and that someone, it cannot be another Beyonce, it cannot be another Oprah. It needs you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That was lovely. That was really, 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 really good.
I had an
I
amazing time as well.
Yes, I appreciate
Yeah.
you. I
Thank you
appreciate you.
so much.
Thank you
I
so
love
much,
All
Lorna.
right.
Thank you.